Okay, so I think this is live. I'm not entirely sure. Do excuse my cold. I'm trying something a bit different. I'm trying to use my phone in the hope that it is less crap. I'm just going to check on the old PC here. I'm just going to check on the... Brilliant. Okay, so I can actually have the chat open here as well. And, oh, okay, brilliant. So, what am I doing? Well, I'm basically sitting down, I'm building up some marines. I've got some spag bowl on the hob, and to be quite honest, a good spag bowl takes a while, so I'm just letting it do its thing. And in the meantime, planting down, and I'm building up some, I know what they're called, heavy support squad things. So if I now try and manipulate the camera into a more suitable position, hopefully we can see more stuff. And sort of less junk. There we go, that'll do. So like I said, a bit different, using the phone for this one, trying to get comfy on my crap chair. Hello, Underdog Painting, I hope all is well. So yeah, today building up 5 heavy support missile launcher dudes for the word bearers. Was talking a bit today about word bearers with someone, and I just decided that I would put together some heavy support squads because I want to stay infantry, and the only way to get some proper heavy support stuff in and remain infantry is this man here. So that was the plan. Now I'm just clipping up arms and stuff like that. I've got 10 Mark IIIs here, but I'm obviously only using 5 for now. I've got 5 more missile launcher bits coming soon. Well, I say coming soon. I've put the money aside, I've still got to pick them up and that, but, you know, that's life. So I thought I'd just have a bit of a sit down and chill out and talk a bit about the heresy, a bit about what's going on at the moment in my life. Obviously, those of you who may or may not know, I'm at university and it's exam season. And this is just my way of trying to curb any anxieties associated with exams. I've got one tomorrow. So I thought I'd take some time, spend about half an hour, whilst the spag bowl cooks. I may have to go and check on it now and again, but it's simmering, so it's fine. And whilst that does cook, I can do a bit of hobbying and just relax, whereas I would have probably just been pacing around waiting for food to cook. So, yeah, I thought I'd make the most of my my half an hour here. I presume all the sound is okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, obviously, but as long as it's you know, you can still hear, I'm all right with that, really. So, plan at the moment, I've got the bodies on the legs on the bases, as you can see here on the side, and the plan is to basically tack the arms in on place, leave off the missile launchers, and paint those separately, just because of how chunky they are. It's quite easy to do. I'll just pin in the back of the hand and put them on some cork, but I want to make sure all the arms are lined up appropriately to take said missile launchers. So it's all about, today is about posing those up. As it's only 5 models, I've kind of got the time to sort of do it as and when. And I've realised none of this is in shot, and this is just really shitty camera work. So I'm just going to bring you further this way, and you'll probably see a bit more of my crotch now. Oh no, that's cool. Still no crotch in the way at all. So happy days. But yeah, so I'll probably just be tacking these in place, ready for their missiles, their appropriate missiles. Hello, William Prince Ruffle. You're just chilling out. Says Underdog Painting. That's nice. So, heresy. What's been going on with me? Well, for those of you who have been keeping up with my stuff on social media, you'll know I'm running an event. Huzzah! I'm running a Horus Heresy narrative event, 13th of May, Firestorm Games, Cardiff, 1750 point Centurion Games, and I've already sold out, and actually had to put more tickets up for sale. So it was originally a 28 capacity event. and I sold out in about a week, which I was so chuffed with. I had absolutely zero expectations of that happening. I can tell you that now. And just the fact that it seemed like people want to go. It's so humbling for a start, but it's bloody amazing in terms of like excitement levels through the roof, because to have people turn around, oh, I might just stick these on because it looks like it could be a fiddly prick to do otherwise. Yeah, to have people excited about an event I'm running is just, it's new to me, obviously. This being the first event. These are definitely matching hands. Oh, fucking hate this bit. Okay. Okay. Right. So sorry, yeah. Me fucking up models aside. Super excited. So yeah, there's one ticket left at the moment, so I've sold 30 as he fiddles with the resin and plastic. I've sold 30 one of them. One of the tickets, which is again like I'm mega chuffed. You'll probably hear me say it a few times. To have had that uptake right off the bat has been staggering. When you really think about, when I really think about it, because I'm just so new in the heresy scene in terms of sort of like publicly. So it's not like I'm well known as a podcaster or something like that. Although I do podcast with Sam from the Emperor's Path. It's not like we're huge. It's not like we've got thousands of recurring visitors to our SoundCloud, but you know, I find it fascinating, and what I find really pleasing is that people want to come even though it's different. So it's a Centurion style event. So it's not your big toys. It's small infantry based. It's narrative. I've never run something before, and it's going to be, you know, a bit different. And I think that's what people wanted. Perhaps could be wrong. Probably am on some level, but it's happening, and I'm mega chuffed about it. Oh, excuse me. So that's been something that's really been at the forefront of my attention lately. Because of, you know, obviously it's taken a bit of my effort and my time to organise. I'm so glad I'm doing it though. It's gotten me really excited. And like I say, that kind of positive environment where selling all the tickets in a week was staggering, and then people saying, "No, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm thinking of building this up for this." Someone who's, you know, only painted like 8 models in the last year have basically said, "Look, your event is going to be the thing that's going to get me going," and that's all these positive messages have been really, really great for my hobby enthusiasm, and I think that's been really, really positive. So happy days. Got some lovely people coming to the event. Some I know personally, some I am a consumer of their content online, you know, and some I'm looking forward to meeting, which is really good. And with the really relaxed narrative style that it will be, hopefully everyone will be nice and chilled out, and it'll be really an all-round good day for meeting people as well. Of course, like I said, there is one ticket left as far as I'm aware. So if you're desperate, there is still a space. Obviously, fully painted goes without saying. Horus Heresy goes without saying. You know, and hopefully, if it is something you're interested in, you are one of the 1 or 2 people watching, then, you know, that's something that'll interest you. And I'll be right back because I've got to stir some bolognese. Whoops. Beautiful. Like I said, I am actually cooking dinner at the same time. This is really bad. Like, I should probably dedicate some time to doing some videos again. But at the end of the day, sorry, I'm also just checking messages, and we've had I've just had a nice message come through. Oh, that's supposed to be a smiley face. There we go. Yeah, so this is already a really great start. A strong start from Callum. on the live stream front. So, continuing on with what I was talking about. So, what am I doing this year? So, it's 2018, it's a new year, which means new army. I am doing another Legion. So, obviously, those of you who know, I'm not normally very bad for flittering between projects. I've got the Word Bearers, and they're at a good size. A very healthy sized army now. I then started some Iron Hands as an excuse to buy tanks. And I am going to play games with them, but they're just not my favoured play style. And aesthetically, whilst I enjoy painting it, and it's not a slow paint job. I mean, it gets done very quickly. It's not inspiring me to want to go out and buy a bunch of stuff for it. So 2018 is going to be new year, new army sort of job. And oh shit! As part of that's not gone well. As part of that, it'll be a loyalist force. But I'm also, as hopefully a goal for the year will be to sort out some half decent battle reports. And part of that's going to be making up small Centurion forces specifically for narrative battle reports, which is sort of an aim for this year channel-wise. So Harry and I have been talking. One of the things we love is the story. One of the things we don't see a lot of are linked narrative games that really fit the Heresy story. So hopefully, well, that's something, a market gap we can fill, if you like. Not that we're looking to make money from it, obviously, but a gap nonetheless that is there and can be filled. And these will take the form of maybe three or four narrative battles as part of a miniature campaign. And like I said, that's sort of the plan for the year. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's another exciting thing as well. And so the force that I will be doing for the earlier part of the year, well, I'll be sort of doing two concurrently, or side by side. So the first one is Imperial Fists. So I'm doing an Alexis Pollux-led Zone Mortalis-based force to go up against Harry, who will be doing Iron Warriors that are led by Golg and a Terminator-based force. And what that means is we can do some really cool ZM games together. And it will be very to the story of where Pollux basically kills Golg. Hopefully that'll happen in game as well. But we can't make it happen. We can't force it. But here's hoping. The other thing I'm working on now, the quality is going to be shite. So do excuse that. But I'm also going to be working on some Ultramarines as part of a Centurion force for the Horus Heresy. So the reason I'm doing that is because I want to have something that I can use to face off against my Word Bearers in small Centurion games, and nothing says Calth better than a bit of Ultramarine versus Word Bearer stuff. So I'm going to be making infantry heavy 1250 point Centurion list for the Ultramarines, and then that'll go side by side fighting off against the Word Bearers again for part of this narrative battle report sort of idea. So basically it'll be sort of the classic book stuff in games. At the moment, Word Bearers, Ultramarines is one, Imperial Fists and Iron Warriors is another, and Harry has some Raptors, and I would like to get some Alpha Legion on the table so we could do a grudge match between those two. I say legions, but obviously the Raptors weren't a legion, but they were a sort of a chapter in a legion, subsection of the Raven Guard, and I think that'd be a really nice sort of fun story we could do there, because we'd almost be forging that one ourselves. The idea would be small Centurion games based on the story, which is exactly what I love. Which is the other thing I've started thinking about. So, I obviously love the Heresy and the story, and part of the reason I wanted to run an event was because I wanted to not impose what I enjoy on other people per se, but I wanted to share the stuff that I enjoy most about the hobby. I wanted to provide that to people to see if they like it as well, because excuse me, infantry-based heresy games for me are what makes the game, because it fits the story so well. It fits the aesthetic. You know, big infantry squads going hammer and Tom. Excuse me, fuck now. Excuse me, dying on stream. I'm actually just recovering from a cold, so that could happen now and again. Apologies in advance on that one. Where was I? I was talking about something probably irrelevant. That's right. Imposing what I like on other people. That's what I was talking about. So that's basically part of this year. I'm going to be trying to get my local meta, my local gaming community, to play more Heresy and to play more fully painted, because there's not a great deal of fully painted stuff around, just out and about. Excuse me, I'm going to have to get a drink in a minute. Which is a real shame, because obviously it takes a lot away from the Heresy games that playing with painted miniatures makes the game. And taking that away takes away a good portion of why I enjoy the game. So that's my plan. Get more painted, get more Heresy out there. And hopefully a couple of people will join in and find something they enjoy. And if they don't, they don't. And if it brings a few people out the woodwork who want to play Heresy, and it gets them to do it, then I am happy with that as well. Okay. Just adding more arms. Figuring while I let the polycement. Oh shit! On a stick. I didn't trim that one properly. Oh well, I'll do it in a sec. If I can hate that, never mind. So this is my first time using Forge World weapon upgrade sprues, particularly for heavies. So this will be interesting. This is interesting for me for the whole new painting and building perspective. Love it. So, wow, these are fiddly as fuck to get in place. I might actually have to glue these in. There is no way in hell that's going. Whoo! Jesus. You're having a laugh. Oh, getting somewhere. Nope. What's very distracting is I can hear my spag bol bubbling away in the distance, and it's just like, oh, I need to check on that in a minute. Okay, that'll do for now. Man, this stream has been dreadful. I do apologise, because I am just pooped and I'm trying to do more than one thing at once. Apparently I can't do that. So, back onto the live stream thing. Back to dying and stirring up some bolognese. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm not turning into a cooking show, don't worry. Just trying to multitask. Turns out really difficult. And I am going to have to super glue these in place, because otherwise I'm going to have a fucking nightmare. I already feel like I'm having a minor breakdown over this anyway. So, let's stick some things into place. I don't feel like it'll need much, to be fair. It's bloody hard to shift anyway. So, if anyone's watching, big if right now, I'm sure, what have you all been up to over Christmas, over the holiday period, and into the new year? Always an interesting time for hobbying because we have new shit that we have been given. And the new year is an opportunity to set resolutions, painting targets, you know, things like that. I think a lot of people tend to say, I want to get more stuff painted. This year for me, it's more about playing. I tend to be pretty good with painting stuff on time. I tend to be really shit at playing games. So that's sort of one of my plans today, this year. Just paint a little bit more, keep painting, obviously, but play a little bit more. Enjoy the game for what it is. Ooh, let's turn the heat down on that. Getting a bit out of hand. How long have I been bullshitting my way through this one for? It doesn't even tell me. 21 minutes. I did say it takes about half an hour for this bad boy to cook, so probably just 10 minutes of me whinging away. Ooh. Nice. I love Forge World. Forge World casts, they can be iffy, but when they're right, and they make some beautiful stuff. I am well into my Forge World. Which actually reminds me of a cool little story, and I'll share that with you because I feel like I need to be telling you something interesting. So, I actually went out and bought these Mark III Marines from the friendly local because I hadn't bought anything in a while, and I was getting desperate to buy something, and so I thought, hey, why not support the friendly local? It's a good opportunity. I know I've got stuff waiting at home to go on them, i.e. these missile launchers. I know I've got going to have a little bit of time now and again whilst I freak out over exams. So why not pick up something to work on and support the local thing as well? So I thought, yeah, screw it, I'll get it. Oh, shit. So I bought it from, like I say, the local store and went to pay for it. And the guy behind the counter was just like, oh, Mark III Marines, good choice. I was like, oh, thanks. And then he started talking about the Custodes, the 40k release and stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, fair enough. So he plays 40k, that's fair enough. I always believe there's no point in getting arsey with people over what game they play. It's a game. So if you like 40k, that's good. I, myself, not super keen, and that's the choice I make. So anyway, he's talking about all these Custodes things. Lovely. The guy, some random bloke who came down from the gaming place, I think he was playing a card game like Magic or something, came down to the thing and said, oh, the trials and tribulations of playing Warhammer, I stopped that years ago because I learned that it was too expensive and it was just a waste of money. Blah, 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 blah. As soon as he said that, I stopped listening because I couldn't care less what he thought about how I spend my money, to be honest. I'm normally very quick to then turn around and just be like, well, you know, actually, this isn't a waste of money for me. This provides me with more utility than other alternatives, and therefore I'm buying the right thing. Just because you didn't enjoy it doesn't mean I don't. So anyway, turns around and says that to me, and I was like, right, okay, whatever, I'll just stop talking. Blah, blah, blah. Goes on about how he used to play for years, and again, I was just sort of not listening to him, to be quite frank. And then the store manager and I, or not the store manager, the store clerk, or clerk, the worker, started talking a bit about the Custodes. He's like, oh, what armies do you collect? And I had that amazingly awkward moment that I'm sure maybe a few Heresy players have found. I turned around and was like, oh, I don't actually play 40k, I just play Heresy. And with that, the guy to my left who was banging on about his card game shut up, and the guy behind the counter said, oh, cool, processed my order very quickly, and I was out the door. So it got me thinking, how much of heresy is how much of the reason people feel like it's declined because of the people, and how much of it is because of the game. Because it seems to me that it's one of those things that people just like to talk crap about. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like I say, this is just my local scene and what I've experienced. But you know, there are things in society that people love to hate. I just wonder if that's one of those things. Like, there's no real reason. It's just that Johnny over there doesn't like them, and I'll fit in if I say I don't like it. It's that sort of stuff. It's that there's no real reason to hate it other than people think it's cool to hate it. It's like people being like, oh, I don't know if the football analogy is most appropriate right now, but I'll give it a go. It's like, oh, hate Man U, stupid Man U, glory supporter, whatever. I don't like them personally, but that's just because they don't really have any like English players. And no Premier League teams seem to nowadays anyway, and that's why I've gone off football, because for an English league, we're like 90% foreign anyway. So it just means that our talent doesn't get to play on a national level properly, and it's why we haven't won a World Cup for years. But that's a totally irrelevant argument. And so it got me, like I say, it got me thinking, how much of it is, oh shit, is people just enjoying, like people doing it just because others say it's not good or whatever. I don't know, it was one of those things that came to my mind, and it was a very it wasn't a well formulated thought, and me then trying to explain that made it even worse. So what I'm basically saying is, why don't people play the Heresy? Because it's a beautiful game, it's beautiful models, and I think one of the reasons is people like to hate it because they get to bitch and moan about Forge World prices. Yeah, it's expensive, but the product you get for the price you pay is significantly better than a lot of other miniature lines, in my humble opinion. So yeah, you're paying like 35 quid for a Lexus Pollux, but if you look at that Pollux model, it's absolutely fucking amazing. So I can kind of see why it's 35 quid. Someone sculpted that, comes on a beautiful scenic base, the face is amazing. Like, there's just so much about it that makes it worth that 35 quid. The customer service you get from Forge World is outstanding, and if it isn't right, then they'll refund you or send you a new one. So it's not like you're risking your money when you buy it. So it's just one of those things I don't fully understand. I think people just like to bitch about things. And it's one of those ones where people are like, oh yeah, those prices. Like, I know we all moan about GW prices now and again, but they're set the way they are for a reason. Because A, the quality of the miniature is exceptional, and B, we're willing to pay it. If I wouldn't bitch and moan about the price of Forge World and GW stuff. Sorry, just stirring the bolognese again. Because I actually am willing to pay, so I can't bitch and moan about the price. As soon as you buy the product and you know what you're buying, and you know the information is perfect, you can't really bitch and moan about pricing because you've already showed your willingness to pay. If it was too expensive, you wouldn't buy it. And it's just another one of those things, I guess. But there we go. Sorry, little rant over with. Back to building models for a short period of time before I get back to actually cooking dinner, which was sort of the goal this evening. But there we go. Oh, excuse me. So, continuing on and being less moany. What am I super excited about then? That's something I thought I'd answer. I thought I'd ask myself. Well, I'm super excited this year, obviously, like I mentioned, about starting some small armies, doing some battle reports, and running an event. Alongside that, I'm really looking forward to playing more stuff. So actually, a fun little thing I did this year was I made a note of every single time I played a game of Heresy. This goes back from June when I played my first game, all the way up till now, well, the end of the year. And I'm kind of doing it so that I can see how much I've done in a year. So I've played something like 20-something games with the word bearers. I've actually got it on a saved file on my Google Docs, so I'll just have a gander at that. But I think it's 20-something games, and I've learned a lot about it. A lot about the Heresy, a lot about my Legion, and a lot about myself. No, I'm joking. But it has been really, really great to sort of spread my wings a bit and play people other than just Harry. No offence to Harry, obviously love playing Harry, but it's nice to go out and try other Legions and play against other people's different play styles, paint styles. You know, it's all different, and variety is the spice of life. So having the ability now, or I say the ability, by going out and doing more, I'm experiencing more in general in the hobby, and that's impacting the stuff maybe I want to do in the hobby. Uh, Building and painting wise, maybe I want to do a different legion because I have played the word bearers quite a bit. And I feel like I'm at that point now with the word bearers where I could just sort of pick them up and play them and not have to worry about it, which is really nice. I don't feel like I need my red books on me very often anymore, which is a nice place to be, knowing your rules. Apparently it's a good thing. I've only recently tried it. Excuse me. Man, this show's been riddled with so many flaws. I'm sorry. Just totally lost where I was going with anything I was trying to say. Oh, well, I'm good at this, aren't I? I should. Obviously, doing live shows more often is something I need to work on. Still, I'm making progress with the modelling part, so I can't complain about everything. Oh, and new rulebook. That's right. That's something else I can talk about for a minute. Horus Heresy has a new rulebook. Hooray! Super excited. Love the book. Got it, and it is stunning. Like properly good. Forge World really pulled it out the bag on that one, in my opinion. Like next level good. I'm really, really pleased. And for someone who desperately wanted a good book, not that there haven't been ones, but I wanted it to be good, so I knew it was going to stick around, and it wouldn't change edition anytime soon. Yeah, it was perfect. Really, it was exactly what I needed it to be. Yeah, so that's all good. You know, I'm very pleased. Callum's a happy bunny. Doesn't happen often. I do like to gripe and moan a lot. So when something goes right, I'd like to. I take the moment to appreciate that. Right, let's try and fit this fucking missile launcher again. How on God's green earth am I supposed to get that to do that? This is good. Right, yeah, brilliant. Thankfully, I've got quite a runny super glue. Oh, fucked it. So I can fill gaps, is what I was trying to say, but what I've done is accidentally dropped it, so let's just... Well, I don't mean drop the model, I mean dropped the position it was in. There we go. Fuck's sake, just glue in place. Anyway, having good time painting stuff. So, what have I been up to paint-wise? That's something I can briefly talk about without losing my shit. Well, I've been, I was given as a present from Harry and Mike these wonderful models. So this is a Blade Slave, one of the word bearers, like character company command or character command units, who go alongside Zardu Lyak. So I appreciated my Blade Slaves and appreciated Zardu Lyak. Now there's a difference between this Zardu and any other Zardu. Well, I say any other. There's a difference between this Zardu and the one they sell at Forge World, and that is he has the head of an Erebus. I wanted a slightly more character-filled head, and I feel like Erebus's head will fit well. I don't ever want the Erebus model. I think the guy's a douchebag, and I actually don't like the model. So I figured I could use this head, and if I do get an Erebus, I'll give him a helmeted head. So, yeah, appreciated him. Super duper excited to start working on this chap, because he makes my Ashen Circle troops, and if you know me, you know I love Ashen Circle. Best unit in the game. So, that is pretty much it. I'm just waiting now for missile launcher bits to dry, and I'm gap filling with polyfiller, which is a really stupid idea, but I'm doing it anyway. So, I'm going to call it a day. I realise this has been very much as the title says, a shitty live show. But I wanted to test the phone. I feel like it went better than the PC did on this on this primitive Welsh Wi-Fi. I also wanted to get some painting and some building done whilst I cooked dinner. So really, it was a great success for me and a good little test. So thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Leave your comments in the description below, or the comment section below, and yeah, let me know what you think, what you're looking forward to for 2018, and answer me this question. If you were a legionary of any of the Warhammer 30k Legion Astartes legions, which legionary would you be and why? I.e., which? So if you're a tactical marine, which legion would you be a tactical marine for? I think we all know the answer to mine would be, if I had to be a lineman tactical marine, a regular schmo, I would either be word bearers because I like my reading, and that means I could spend time in the library rather than on the battlefield, or maybe Raven Guard because I like listening to Brand New and Jimmy Eat World and Taking Back Sunday, and so a black swept across fringe would probably suit me quite well. So there we go. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll see you all again soon. And exit.